Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. It's a beautiful Sunday. We look forward to seeing your services at Main Campus or South Campus or East Campus today as we teach about Paul before the intellectual elite of his day, and he challenges them about their ignorance. Just because you're religious doesn't mean you know God. Just because you worship doesn't mean you know God. Just because you're intelligent doesn't mean you know God. And we're going to focus in on a principle that you begin to preach the gospel where people are in their knowledge of God. But right now, let's go back to Proverbs chapter 24, beginning with verse 23. To show partiality in judging is not good. Whoever says to the guilty, you are innocent, people will curse him and nations denounce him. But it will go well with those who convict the guilty, and rich blessing will come upon them. Now notice, God promises it will go well with you, you'll prosper, and rich blessings will come upon you when you learn to put principle before personality, when you learn to put the principles of right and wrong before the relationships that you have. Now, oftentimes we've grown up in a culture where friendship comes before right and wrong. Friendship comes before principle, and we do things that we know are wrong, and we let our friends do things that we know are wrong. We pretend that we didn't see our friends do things even though we know it's wrong because of relationship. But God says that's not the way to bring blessing to your life. The way to bring blessing to your life is to judge without partiality. Now I want to challenge you today. Yes, we love our friends, but if your friends are using you to get away with things, if your friends are using your position of authority to cover their own corruption, then forgive me, you need some new friends. You often hear me say, when friends change, change friends. Now, I know friends will look at you and say, but how can you do this to me? I'm your friend. Bakit walang utang ng loob? Well, sometimes you just have to look at people and say, I owe a greater debt to my Savior, who washed me with his blood and changed my life. And God asked me to judge without partiality. Now, brothers and sisters, this is really easy to teach, and it's really easy to understand. It's just really, really difficult to live. At some point, though, if we're going to be successful in life, if we're going to be blessed in life, we have to learn to take partiality and put it away and do the right thing.